Hello everyone, this is Maki. Recently, the official Gundam series YouTube channel released a year-end program. In it, the epilogue cut from the Gundam Seed Freedom movie was revealed. Additionally, a talk with the cast of next year's new TV anime GQuuuuuuX was released. While no major announcements were made, there were hints that could help us speculate on the release date of GQuuuuuuX. Today, let's take a closer look at this little piece of news. The talk show featured 3 voice actors who play key characters. Ms. Tomoyo Kurosawa, who voices Amati Yuzuriha. Ms. Yui Ishikawa, who voices Miran. Mr. Shinbotsu Chiyo, who voices Shuji Ito. They shared that although they often work together on the set, they haven't had many opportunities to sit down and have an in-depth conversation like this, which they described as a refreshing experience. It seems that the production environment for a new anime is understandably busy. Then Ms. Kurosawa pointed out something interesting. She noticed a difference in the naming convention for Yuzuriha and Shuji. It has to do with the rules for family names and first names. In Japanese, it's customary to give the family name first, followed by the first name. In the English-speaking world, the order is reversed. For example, in the first Gundam series, Admiral Ray has Admiral as his first name and Ray as his family name. Ms. Kurosawa explained that the order of names is reversed for Yuzuriha and Shuji. In other words, in Amati, Yuzuriha Amati is the family name, and Yuzuriha is the first name. Meanwhile, in Shuji Ito, Shuji is the first name, and Ito is the family name. It's a bit confusing. Even I assumed that Amati was the first name, and Yuzuriha was the family name until I heard Ms. Kurosawa's observation during the program. Could there be a reason for this naming convention? The talk show that aired was pre-recorded. If Ms. Kurosawa's comment was a misinterpretation of the setting, the staff would probably have edited it out. This suggests that it wasn't misinformation. It seems intentional that the order of family and first names is reversed between Yuzuriha and Shuji. Although it's a minor detail, paying attention to these elements can lead to some interesting discoveries when watching the anime. The voice actors made a rather interesting comment. They mentioned all the voice recordings for GQuuuuuuX have been completed. This means that the conclusion of the story is already finished. Many fans are probably eager to know when the anime will be aired. An edited version of the beginning of the story is scheduled to be released in Japan on January 17th. The TV anime will follow. In Japan, TV anime usually rotates every 3 months. This schedule helps production companies and staff work smoothly. Although it's not legally required, most anime production companies adhere to this schedule, probably because it facilitates cooperation and negotiation between companies. For example, an anime that starts airing in January usually finishes its story in March, and the next series starts in April. When will GQuuuuuuX be released? Since the movie will be released in January, there's a good chance that the TV anime will be released in April. Of course, this is just my personal speculation. If it were to start in July, the gap between the release of the movie and the anime would feel too long. For us dedicated fans, waiting about 6 months might not be too hard to bear. After all, fans of the Seed series waited about 20 years for the movie. For reference, Annabelle Gado only had to wait 3 years. For casual fans, however, a 6 months wait might seem quite long. Considering these factors, it seems likely that the anime will start airing in April. Of course, there's also the possibility of surprising fans by announcing on the day of the movie's release the TV anime will start airing in January. Such a move could certainly create excitement. However, the voice actors only said the voice recording is complete. They didn't mention that they had seen finished footage up to the final episode. If production is still ongoing, starting in January and finishing in April would be a pretty ambitious schedule. The voice actors also made another interesting comment about their recording process. The voice recording was done in several sessions. As a result of the recordings and discussions between the staff and the voice actors, changes to the story and its direction were often made afterwards. This is remarkable. In many TV anime productions, everything is decided before the actual production begins. This tendency is especially strong in projects with large budgets. However, making changes to the story during production is a method that has also been used in past Gundam series. For example, in Gundam GQuuuuuuX, the series was originally directed by Masashi Ikeda, but Shinji Takamatsu took over in the middle of the series. Mr. Takamatsu once shared a memorable quote in a magazine interview. It was a completely free workplace where no one was in charge. He was describing a chaotic environment in which the field staff individually decided the direction of the story, creating an exceptionally unstructured production process. This is a prime example of the direction of the story being determined during production. Of course, in the case of Gundam Wing, it was somewhat by chance. In the case of GQuuuuuuX, they seem to have had enough time to continue production while shaping the story. In a previously aired program called Gundam Conference, it was revealed that the planning for GQuuuuuuX actually began in 2018. Finally, the voice actors shared their thoughts. The series has been completed as a work that will spark lively interpretations discussions and theories among viewers. One of the fascinating aspects of the Gundam series is how fans can have different interpretations of the mobile suit setting's global affairs and character emotions. Analyzing the deeply layered settings can be an enjoyable experience, and it was mentioned that GQuuuuuuX naturally continues these characteristics. What kind of story do you think it will be? And how many episodes do you think the anime will have? In recent years, anime often count about 12 episodes as one set, called a cour. As mentioned earlier, a single cour is usually aired within a 3-month period, which from Maki was aired in 2 cours with a break in the middle, for a total of 2 cours. In fact, 2 cours is a safe and common structure. However, as a fan, I personally hope that they will surprise us with a total of 4 courses like some of the past Gundam series. Let's look forward to it with anticipation. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next program.